Hola. Hola. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Y'all know what I'm doing. Hopefully you can hear me on one of these cams. One of the cams. As you guys can see, just gonna real quickly show you guys. I don't know if my project cam don't look like it's working. Hold on. Can you hear me? And it's not working. Ain't that something? Hold on. Technical difficulties. Mary says, I can hear you. That's good. I turned the wrong camera off probably. Just making sure you can't hear me. That's why it wasn't no echo. How about now? How about now you can see the project? That's good. Let me give you guys right here. You can see how far I've gotten. Yes, she's diamond painting. 2 days last week. Usually that's Wednesdays. Well, I hadn't been fitting it in to even have a day, but it looks like it's Wednesdays and Saturdays. Tuesday night into Wednesday. So I don't usually go out and try and pick up any extra driving on Wednesday because it's so slow. It's dead. It's the middle of the week. You know, it's a lot. That's the least available day to do anything. And then same thing with Saturday morning. I live in a tourist town, Las Vegas. What that means is people are coming in Friday night, and then they at the hotel, they kicking it on Saturday, and they leave on Sunday or Monday. Or if they do come in on a Saturday, they're coming in later in the day. Nobody's arriving at 5 or 6 a.m. on a Saturday. Hardly no one's leaving on Saturday because all the discounts require you to stay over a Saturday night. So, yeah. And look at that, y'all. Look what I got on. Y'all see? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to show you too much boobage, but I have on the DPPD. It say president. every time a camera faces me, it's a boob shot. And so we got one fella, Matt. He'll probably be coming in sometime soon. Oh, Matt went to go watch the game. I do believe Matt won't be in tonight, now that I think about it. And probably all of my Canadian friends are probably going to be off tonight as well. So what I'm going to do is say hello to everybody. Let me scroll up and let's see who's here. Tammy! Hey, cuz. Linda. Hey, Linda. How are you this evening? Mary's in the house. Hi, Mary. Mary is here. And so looks like it's going to be Dawn. Hi, Dawn. It's going to be a light crew tonight because anybody, that's rooting for Toronto, the Blue Jays, they probably off watching the game and things like that. So obviously Rhonda, all of CBR, Lizzie, Susan Zed, and anyone who goes to bed early. So we lost a large part of our audience. That's okay. We still will have some fun tonight. Just wanted to show you guys, start off with what I'm doing, where I'm at. If you haven't been here in a couple of weeks, you might not be aware that I was doing a double-sided adhesive. I moved over once I finished. I did finish, guys. Yay! She had a complete. And once I finished Pooh, I went over from Pooh to Coffee Time, which was another double-sided adhesive. And the reason I had moved from one over to the next is because at least doing the double-sided adhesives had brought me back into the love and the joy of diamond painting. So I was doing the double-sided adhesives. Everything was going, pretty good as far as diamond painting and stuff. But the one reason that probably a large part of the community immediately moved over to poured glue is because of the frustration of the drills. So the drills are very difficult to work with when you know, I don't want to say all of them because I had Ever Moment and I was happy with Ever Moment. They did cost a little bit more, um, but their quality was on par. I probably would have never moved over to Pour Glue. I would have just probably started to buy exclusively from Ever Moment. Um, However, I started to see some canvases that were coming out. Everybody was, getting their Diamond Art Clubs. Everyone, there's Rhonda. Hola, Rhonda. Everyone was getting their canvases and things, and they would show them online. And I remember I'm like, oh, okay, I got my YouTube ready. I'm okay. I'm gonna do the same thing. Everybody had the same idea. When I tell you we like minded, we are all like minded. Like we all want to get the same new release that's coming out. Okay. And we all want content. And we all unbox the same item. And we all talk about the beautiful colors. And we all talk about the canvas. And we all put our finger. And yeah, look. Well, this is the favorite part right here when everybody did look, it's stuck. It's glue, it's supposed to. um but I did the same thing. I had the same like mind. I want to do the same thing. I'm like, hey, yeah, let's go ahead and let me order. Before I did that though, I was like, what if it's horrible? What if I don't like it? What if the image don't look as good? So what I'm gonna do, because we all had that sweet spot, 40 by 50. Some of us was doing look like 40 by 65. I remember that size too. But for the most part, it was 40 by 50. It was coming from AliExpress, and it was double-sided adhesive. So what we're gonna do? Well, we gonna try these free canvases that just cost $8 for the shipping and handling. That was a lot of money in 2018. $8. I think, yeah, it was $8 even for shipping and handling. So nowadays, it's twice that. But back then, I'm like, for a diamond baby for smaller package. So I paid the $8. I think I did two. They might have only had two. So I think I did two, but it was definitely a different experience. And one thing that I remember now and going back is the drills are horrible. So the diamonds, they concave like this. They're supposed to be flat like that. So they lay against the glue. But if it concaves, that means the middle part is not. So the likelihood that you ever seen somebody get their hair braided and the braids start back here and it's like it's nothing to grab onto, and then you'll see a braid and you like, how they get all that hair from that little, and that little bit of braid look like it's holding on for dear life. I mean, it's like, ugh. That's what those concave diamonds are doing and things like that. So the minute you move the canvas, you guys remember I worked on poo, and I was picking poo up. And while I was picking poo up, this happened on camera. The drills just start popping. So, so I finally put poo away, and I'm waiting. I'm going to probably end up having to seal poo. But then I moved over to another double-sided adhesive. And if poo's drills were bad, then these drills were even worse. So I got probably 1/3 of the way with coffee time, and I couldn't do it. So just remind anybody who might have missed out. Linda did ask Rhonda, what's the score? Everybody is watching the Blue Jays. And Rhonda says it's 3-1 Jays. Top of the seventh with 2 outs. Okay. We are now 4-1 on a wild ball 4. Okay. So there you go. Keep cheering, guys. Keep rooting. Ooh. You guys know my Canadian connection. I hear about this game, this tournament every day. So, no worries there. No worries there. Moving over from there, let me see if I can get this taken care of. What I want to do, we're gonna see if I can do. First of all, I want to know. What's the weather like in your area? You guys know I'm nosy, and I always want to know what the weather is like where you are. And the reason I ask that is because I do feel that weather helps determine our crafting experience. So it it says it was 82 degrees yesterday. It felt like 90. But it says it was 82 and 82 today. The good news, well, I don't know if this is good news. The temperature is going up. It's going back up. So I'm guessing it's going to get to 85 by the weekend. Um, so you guys know I went on a cross stitch cruise earlier this year. One of the places that we went to, Montego Bay, Jamaica. One of the excursions was to, what is the name of this place? And I just want you guys to kind of keep in mind and in your prayers that, Hurricane Melissa is going on in some tropical areas. And uh, it's going on in some tropical areas. And one of the first things I want to make sure that you guys are doing is you guys are sending well wishes and prayers out to some that may be impacted. Hold on one second. I'm trying to get the name of it. Um, there were excursions to this place. So a lot of the people that on the cruise, they was wanting to go on excursions too. You tell me if you would do this, but they was going on excursions to like haunted places and stuff. Haunted places? No, I'm not going. And so the one place it is called Rose Hall in Jamaica. Let's see if you guys can see that. So Rose Hall was impacted. Um, so they have some broken glass. There was some damage to the balcony wall at the Dreams Rose Hall Resort. Obviously, you could go on an excursion to see that. There was some other damage that they're saying. Obviously, we got this update as people parties who have visited and stuff. So just kind of sending, they are doing some recovery efforts. Now, that is in Jamaica. I also was in Cozumel, Mexico, and the Cayman Islands. Now, I won't tell you this. America has some beautiful people. Okay. Canada, beautiful people. And the UK, beautiful people. Down in the Cayman Islands, and they were impacted by, I think it was Ivan. It hit Jamaica head on. Yes, so that's the updates that they're sending to us in these chat rooms and stuff that we had created. Obviously, when you're going somewhere, you could create a chat room and everybody could talk about how excited they are. You could talk about the things that we're going to have to do, upcoming events, excursions, and things like that. This was no different. So everyone kind of knew beforehand, hey, I'm going to try this out, I'm going to try that out, can't wait, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So that's how we got the information, because I don't get a lot of international news and things like that. So I probably, unless they had sent this, I would not have known, especially the specific details on the resort and things. But that is somewhere that we had an excursion to that was touching, and it was, the reason they wanted to go was it was like haunted and things like that. And I don't mess around with spirits and stuff. Anybody on the other side, I want y'all to be happy on the other side, and let me be happy over here. We can be conjoined, you know, as little as my knowledge is possible at the appropriate time. I just don't want to know what that time is. What's up, man? The weather report not good for some out there. I know. Just making sure to keep that pulse on though. And I think you'd be here tonight. I thought you would abandon me, go watch the game. I'm pretty sure you probably got two things going. Um, but when we got to the Cayman Islands weren't as bad off. It was raining. It rained. We was gone 10 days or something like that. It rained like 9 of those. It was a lot of rain, a lot. Again, that is still hurricane season, which is November through April. And so I didn't think about that. I didn't think that all the way through when the cruise was planned. But nonetheless, it gave us a lot of time to craft, and that's what we were there for. And I appreciated the time away and things. But in the Cayman Islands, I got to go and do some exploring kind of on my own. I always wanted to go. It's up there with Paris and Monte Carlo for me. So the Cayman Islands was like fourth or fifth on my bucket list. Got to go. So I'm walking around and I'm exploring. I'm getting to know all the people in town. You guys probably heard a lot of the fun stories because I did get hit on a lot in the Cayman Islands. I probably could go down there right now and be married tomorrow. I'm gonna keep that in the back of my head in the event that something happens. Matt says, I'm here. Is Lizzie hiding in the background here? Nope, Lizzie didn't show up. Let's go, Dodgers. You're a hot mess. And so I'm walking around. I'm getting to see like a lot of architecture. That's something that's amazing when I go to these other countries is, you know, the importance and the significance that they put into architecture. Probably why, when it comes to diamond paintings, I do prefer like landscapes and scenery because I feel like it captures architecture that your mind created and things. You could also do a diamond painting of a famous structure, and I probably would be interested in that, but I definitely like to see creativity in artistic form. So I'm walking around, I'm so mesmerized and things like that. And I'm noticing that I am running into a lot of Dodgers pitcher Banda is in now. You hear that, Matt? Banda's in. Um, so I'm noticing that there's a lot of construction. There's a lot of construction. I'm like, okay, we're doing good down here in Cayman Islands. We're doing great. And one of the reasons why I say I thought we were doing great, because there was like a lot, some structures were, getting completely built up. So I get to talking to someone. I went in search of a vanilla iced coffee, and I'm walking. So I'm telling you, this is an amazing feat. Probably 3 miles in, Burger King, vanilla iced coffee, and I was happy. I seen them from the boat. I just didn't know how long a walk it would be once I hit land to get to it. So be proud of me because it was an accomplishment. Anyway, while I'm there, I'm kind of enjoying my little iced coffee. It's a nice little breeze coming in. It was beautiful weather. Definitely was beautiful weather. And I'm looking at all the structures and I'm seeing there's a lot of, construction. And I get to talking to this one gentleman. And the gentleman starts to tell me, uh, Um, Tammy says, nope, no haunting places for me. I agree, Tammy. I was telling my whole crew, y'all, so everywhere y'all going, every place on all of these excursions is haunted. And they were like, basically, it was looking at me like, yeah, that's the point. No, not in Jamaica. I don't want to go. And no, y'all gonna have me. I be, stepped into something and become part of the soup. You ever seen the witch's brew where they had a big witch pot going, and because the big witch pot is going, they're looking for the meat to put in. I don't, yeah, I think I would be very tasty. I'm just gonna say. And I don't want anybody like, ooh, look at her, look at them boobs, and chop me up, and then I'm in the witch's brew, and next thing I'm gone, and nobody know where I'm at, and it's my own fault. They call it assumptive risk and insurance. I'm sorry, it's my own fault because I showed up there and I didn't take necessary precaution, which was not to go in the first place at all. But I'm just saying, so a lot of haunted places. I kept having to say, no, y'all go ahead on this one. Mm-mm. They want to do stuff like get in the water where sharks and what else did they have? The things that jellyfish and sting, the things that sting you. I'm like, no, I don't. I mean, we know some famous people who that didn't fare so well for, and I'm pretty sure he was much more fit than me. So gotta say no. Gotta say no. Didn't go. Um, in the event, I'm enjoying the beautiful lay of the Cayman Islands, and the gentleman told me that they weren't building fresh, buildings and stuff. They were rebuilding. and he said that a lot of damage was done to the island during, was that Hurricane Ivan that was last year? And that the island had lost power, complete power, for 5 whole months. 5 months. And that if it weren't for tourists from the United States and Canada and the UK who had been there before, who had enjoyed their time on the island, who comes and visits on a regular basis, who wanted to kind of come back and give, they don't know what they would have been able to do. They said that they were having tourists who had stayed at one resort or another who were coming down and bringing generators so that they could, set up during the day and get prepared for when it was dark at night. They were donating, battery packs and things, water, things that helped them get sufficient so that the women of the island could come together and create meals for the men who needed to still go off to work and children. Beautiful to walk around and then to be able to ask those kind of stories. That's why I enjoy landscapes and scenery, because I like to understand, obviously, they're rebuilding. And when these decadent architectural, creative pieces, when they come back to life and things, they're not going to have a story that someone can come along and capture on a canvas. When they capture that on a canvas, it now it has a story. It has a life. And so when somebody asks me, like, why do you buy so many diamond paintings? You obviously don't diamond paint that much. When I say that I'm creating my own art gallery, you know, those are some of the reasons why. The nature touches me, the creativity kind of touches me, the scenery. I love to look at scenery. That's how I ended up here in Las Vegas. I come out here from the East Coast. I've never, ever been able to look off into the horizon and see visibility 50, 60 miles. You can look up into Mount Charleston. You look away over into Red Rock Canyon. It's amazing to see it do. If you have never believed that there's a higher being, if you come from Ohio or Connecticut, where when you look up into the sky, you see the trees, you see big, trees often, and it kind of blocks any visibility for miles and miles, then you would say, yeah, I can see, because something had to carve this beauty into the land. Same thing with like the Grand Canyon and things like that. Just beautiful how these things all came together. So that is why you see me building a stash, full of paintings I feel that touch me. That's why you see me doing things like asking, what's in your cart? Because I like to see what others might envision or what they can't wait to purchase and things like that. And, I'm sure you guys will get to know that the longer you're here with me and things. But just want to make sure. Matt says, I'm not really pulling for anyone. I'm just enjoying messing with Lizzie. Don't we all? Linda is saying hi to everybody and go, Jays, go. Look at that. Asabuco do look like some mystery meat. Hmm. I can't just eat just anything, but on a boat, when you go on a cruise, man, they try to make sure that you get a full fine dining experience. Matt says the Lahaina Starlight Canvas, it's not coming up on the screen. Here we go. It's so cool for that reason. It's just so much blue. Tennis! There is a lot of blue hues. They're darker hues. It's gonna be a lot of fun for me. So I may take that with me next week. It's big though, but I may take that with me next week and just kind of hear what I call her new bestie. You guys know her as Cheryl Gearhart's. What her and Tima, you guys call her Tima. I call her my goddess. Um, and just to see what my goddess and Cheryl want, would where they would go with their suggestions and things. I love customizing. Momo, hey Momo, how are you? I love customizing landscapes. I do. I love water scenes. I love trying to take a 2D canvas and turn it into Beth. Oh my god, Beth, where have you been? How are you doing? So I love taking a 2D canvas and giving it depth. So some of the stuff that I like to see is water. And you guys know I always talk about making water look wet. But what I like about Starlight Lahaina is that it looks like the waves are kind of crashing into the sandbank. And I want to try and create like foam around where the waves are crashing and stuff. Some sort of foamy, kind of glowy experience. So that's going to be, my challenge with the medium and things like that. And obviously to kind of get some insight from the experts. You guys know them as DP with Sparklers, Cheryl Gerhardt and Tima, or my goddess, and new bestie. And so one of the things that I'm doing great. I'm getting a lot better. I'm smiling. Matt says it's super special to Angelina. Also, gonna be wild to see what she does with it. I agree. It's gonna be beautiful. Tennis says, I'm late also, Momo. I got distracted by the Jays game. Well, I so appreciate you guys coming in because I knew the Jays game was gonna be difficult and it was gonna be one that I probably, would just have to understand. Tima, yeah, Tima, my goddess. I will be seeing her 1 week from today, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, I'm going down first to my sister Crashley's house. I'll hang out with her and some of the kids. I'll say some because the oldest, he is so grown. I don't even see him at the house anymore. So pretty sure he'll be out doing his own thing. He might come by the first night, get his little gift card, and then I probably won't see him anymore. And then we're off. We're gonna, drive in to the actual retreat and things like that. Try and get some crafting and things like that in. There are times where I do get a lot of crafting in, and then there are times where it's time to socialize. Tima and J Paul, they like to dance. So the retreat is in, it's, I don't know the city. Um, I don't know the city because I'm flying into Crashly's and Sheehan, but it's in Missouri. It's at Tima's Tall Oaks resort that she just got. She's doing like guinea pig sessions just to kind of get an idea of how it's going to run when she hosts retreats there. Tia, you are so full of sunshine. Love it. Let me show. Love that you are feeling better. Thank you, Momo. Definitely feel a lot better. My feeling is coming back in my hands. Um, I'm what they call, I won't say a success story, but obviously they feel like I am a success story. So, how much is it? Um, I think I paid three. It might have even been 300 even, but it was half off of what her usual price is gonna be. So it might have been 300 even or 306. I can't remember specifically, but I know about three. We driving from Crashly's house. I understand. I think Crashly lives about an hour from her, hour and a half. So Crashly is directly, I believe, in between. Um, yeah, I think she's directly in between Rebecca and Tima. So I think it's about an hour to an hour and a half to Tima's. And then on the other side, I think the airport an hour. And then an hour and a half from that airport is Rebecca's house. So no, not yeah, driving, but not flying to Crashly's, driving from Crashly's into the retreat. I probably wouldn't drive. I don't know why, but I probably wouldn't drive from Vegas to Missouri alone. Unless I had like a trailer or something attached to the back. You guys all know that's the goal. The goal was to retire early, and then on top of retiring early, to get an RV and make my way to some parts of the world, by just, traveling and stuff. Anybody that's a subscriber, once I do hit the road, did y'all see the light come on completely by itself? Did y'all just see it dim completely by itself? Okay, I'm just saying. Something happened. Y'all already know the ghost has arrived. The ghost got here Wednesday. What's the date? October 29th, 7:40. I I can't make this up. Anyway, um, I think it's $300. Yeah, I believe that's what I paid, Mary. 300. Have fun. The last one looked like it was fun. Yeah, so I mean, there was no list of who was going and things ahead of time. At first, I was going to try and go to both. There wouldn't have been an issue, but this month, I really have been trying to kind of create a routine for myself. And so because of that, I don't want to get off routine and things. But I think that Crashly went to the last one and she's going to this one also. So I think she told me, yeah, come down, we can go to both. Like, I would have had to stay the whole time. I don't know if I want to do all that flying back and forth. Matt says, still says 300 on the website, but that is discounted for early testers. Yep, so she called us guinea pigs. Guinea pig number one, that was one group. Guinea pig number two, we were a second group. Beth says, oh no, well, glad your hands are better and you are better. I'm over in Springfield, Illinois, not too far away. Yeah, you're real close. You're always kind of close to the retreats. Like even when we're going to oh the one, what was it called? Not too far from where they did Hamilton. You kind of rode over. You used to come to that one, and I think you were very close to that one also. Getting closer and closer to Halloween. So Halloween is in 2 days. There was going to be a trunk or treat program here, um, behind the gates, where and we stay right next to the university. I think that's what they call it. It's the university campus of the Metro PD. Right, when I say next to, I think it's less than a block up. Anyway, they come down and they kind of host. They open their trunks, and they, give the kids opportunities to come and get treats. Go to this one, go to that one. They may have, air balloons. It was probably going to block off the back end of our parking lot and things. And some rude kids got into it with management, and management canceled trunk or treat. So I don't know what to say on that. We'll see. I did go out to my daughter's school and help out. You guys know my daughter is a middle school teacher. And so because of that, they have events and things. So I went out and I got to help. So her best friend that she went to UNLV with, is they were in the same major. And this is very rare, but they are now both teaching at the same school. And so me and Lizzie were on the phone talking. We were video chatting, and my daughter comes running out, and her friend is there, and things. I think that it is so beautiful that they are able to pursue their dreams together, and then when they come out, it's very difficult. Your first year in your career, your new career, it's very, very difficult. So, they have each other to kind of lean on through that as well. Wanted to showcase something because I know we were talking about trays and things the other day. Matt kind of blew me out the water when he said, even I know that Harbor Freight doesn't make the storage containers anymore. Um, Anybody that's followed me for a long time knows I probably have well over 30 Harbor Freight containers because Harbor Freight was real cheap. I used to just go in, I go get $20 worth. This week, another couple weeks go by, we get $20 worth. Um, and so I definitely had a ton of them. When I first got them, the goal was to, unfortunately, kit up diamond painting so that all I got to do when it's time, I had the next 5 or 7 kitted up. And that was great. However, you all know how we do. We may schedule our diamond paintings in advance, but do we ever actually work according to our schedule? So I was the same exact way. I would kit up. I had several kitted up. I put them in my Harbor Freights. Depending on how big the campus is, it may take 2 Harbor Freights. It may take 3 Harbor Freights. So I started, to be able to eat away at them and things. Now I got a whole bunch of Harbor Freights with diamonds in them and things like that. And especially my AliExpress. uh, to keep or not to keep? Obviously, that is the question. I don't know what I'm going to do because the canvases are just as cute to me as they were when I first bought them. So there's no issue there. The issue now is I still want to do the canvases. I wasn't so adverse to the double-sided adhesive. It was more those trashy drills. So we'll see. Maybe did I save enough on the canvas where I could order, better diamonds and complete these with the better diamonds, or should I just chuck it and say ixnay with the bad idea and do something else? So we talked about storage trays and things like that. Those were for the diamonds and stuff, where to store them and things like that. This is a tray that was made by Archer's Arts. Jen Archer. Um, I love her. I met her about 6 years ago at second was the second retreat and things like that. And who she was and everything, but just meeting some of the people that you get a chance to see online, and over time you get to meet them in person. It's a different experience and stuff. So this is from last year. The reason why I'm showcasing it is, see, it's from the Ohio retreat. That is Ohio. If y'all didn't know, Matt know what that is. Matt is east. He's this way in case you guys are wondering. Um, so, um, obviously you could see Great Lakes 2024. And it was, they do have a theme every year. I do like those when they do a theme. I like that a lot. They put in the effort to make the theme match. This was a great theme. So it was a travel theme. And so that's why you see, the airplane and everything. And they had passports that we receive with our information on it, kind of put it on your desk and things, different destinations, and then where you sat at was a port of call in a particular place. So you could be sitting at a port of call in Italy, a port of call in Portugal, a port of call in France. um it was beautiful. I live right around the signpost, 45 minutes from Ohio. Where you living in? What is it? Butler, Pennsylvania. Is that 45 minutes in Butler? Ambridge, Aliquippa. What else? Sharon, Hermitage. Uh, you sound like you stay right around there, Allegheny County. um, so what the reason why I enjoyed this tray a year later, I brought this home and I'm like, it has purpose. South of Pittsburgh. Okay. That's south of Pittsburgh. You definitely are in that area that I'm mentioning, Baden, um, somewhere, in that area. That sounds fun. How many people are in that one again? So in that one, I think the most, I think at one point there were 65. Year 2 or 3, Washington County. Okay. So I think year 2 or 3 it was like 65. So that was the most, I believe. The first year it was in Michigan, was at Battle Creek. Um, See, Rhonda said, yep. Um, so it's a lot. It's a lot that goes to that one, Beth. Anyway, um, the trays, obviously we use them and they're for diamonds, for the drills and things. And we have storage trays. But what do we do for us people who do enjoy just being able to grab a baggie and go, especially when you put the baggies in order and things? So I love this tray because it kind of helps with that answer. Obviously I've started, some of them. As I go to a color that I need, I just grab a new one, cut it out, put it into a storage baggie. The best part about it is this second side over here. I can put the tools that I'm using if I need to, I never like these because they feel so thin in the middle part right here. But if you hold them a little bit closer, they are really easy when you have to pluck and pick them up, frog and things like that. So I do love this tray organizer. I think it has a lot. Obviously, you can put your cover mat. You put everything in there. You put your spare wax in here. Love that. I usually do need a boat, especially because I just came back from working with double-sided adhesive and those trash drills. So I usually keep one of these for trash. Um, and then when I close this up, this would just go right in there. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to put the pins and stuff in there, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys, just kind of continuing on my kick, because you guys know my kick is always to enable. I love to help you guys find money, and I like to enable you when it comes to purchases and things. Um, let's see. What else did I do this week? We talked about the weather already. I want to see what's in your cart. And we gonna start off. We gonna start off. Look at that. It's coming up. It's coming. Oh, that's what's in my cart. So they both sold out. Ain't that something? That was quick. That was quick. Rainbow Castle and Dragonfly Darling. Dragonfly Darling just came out. This is why. This is why you guys will see me try to purchase and things like that. Because when things sell out, I get sad. Now, this is how I know that it's a must-have. How I know it's a must-have is if when something is no longer available, if it may not ever come back in stock again, how do I feel? That's, I don't want to depress myself. But if it makes me sad enough to cry, you guys remember Chuck Pinson? When I would miss a Chuck Pinson, I remember I missed the first one. Whew. Thank God for Miss Coffee. She reached out to me and she says, they messed up on it. They're going to be making another one. They're going to be making another one. And when they do, just get that one. But they are bringing it back out because there were some canvases that almost as soon as they came out, they were like, oh, they're going to be getting discontinued. I'm like, what? It just came out. It's not, we're not going to restock and give it a try a second time, So is Koala still available? Tima took my DP budget again. Well, you found some money. That's what that sounds like, Matt. um, can't wait to see her. So right here, the Magic Dragon. This is. I'm on the fence with this. I really do like this campus and things like that. I think it's really cute, landscape. I think the rendering, I love, you guys know I like to look at the render and things. And so it's cute. It's one of those, if it went out of stock and I didn't get it, I would not be upset. So that's why it wasn't in the cart. And she said to see if Koala. This is Dreamer Designs. So I just want to make sure, we're referring to the right one. But let's see. It's Koala Neon Capital Vegas. That's back in. Let's see. She Shed is back in stock. You remember when that first came out? I have been tempted to still get it. I wasn't happy about this um red, pink, and white chair with purple bottoms. I probably would have highlighted the purple, and I think they steered clear of it because there's purple in the house. Not so upset about that, but um I think that's about the only thing. And I'm trying to see, so it's full bloom. Did y'all see that again? You see the light just came on again and then it dimmed all by itself. All right. I'm just making sure you guys are seeing this. If I disappear, y'all know what to do. Make sure you get the time. It's now 7:54. Y'all make sure y'all let the people know. This really did sell out, and it sat in my cart. It is Wednesday. It's been in my cart since Saturday. I only have me to blame, but I really do like this. Y'all know me. Anything with fairy wings, I'm on it. This is dragonfly wings. They got two, but I'm pretty sure I could improvise right in here if I needed to. Oh, goodness gracious. Now I got to think, to be sad or not to be sad, you know. Will it come back in stock before Black Friday or no? Those are some of the big things. I'm looking, I still don't see panda. I mean, koala. Is it koala? Koala. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I think Estrella is so cute. I have not bought any of the overseas ones where you get to select whether or not you are going to get a square or a round. One of the things I look at is I do look at the renderings a little bit more on these because they're smaller. Um, and this rendering is spot on. Look at this. It is spot on. So I don't know. Continuing on. This was the other one that was in my cart. It's still available, but Peppermint Candy Girl. These are both by Hannah Lynn. Love me some Hannah Lynn. She does have her own website where she's selling her own diamond paintings. One of the things that I will tell you, for probably about $10-15 more, she is adding her own enhancements. And it's a lot. She's not just adding, 3 colors, 4 colors. Some of her paintings have as many as 31 specialized drills and things. So you might want to go over to HannahLynnDiamondPaintings.com, kind of look around and see. But I tell you, since these, went so quick, I may just head on over to her site and things like that. And, kind of give it a look around. Earth Baby Ozzy. Matt says, I didn't see anything. I don't want that bad juju hunting for me. There you go. No bad juju. We definitely wouldn't want that. So continuing on. These cute? These are so cute. Polar bears. This is what I thought. And you said koala. I kept saying the polars. Aren't these cute though? So cute. So cute. So that is what's in my cart for Dreamer Designs. Now I'm gonna stop sharing, sorry. And I'm going to do one more. And it's gonna be, this is probably the cart that I will be trying to purchase next. I don't know where the page went. Um, Here we go. I think you guys seen this before. My shopping cart was CBR. Now you guys have definitely seen these right here. These four: Enchanting Edge, Emerald Oceans. You guys know green is my favorite color. I'm shocked I don't already have this. Um, Enchanted Dream. Definitely, I'm just gonna make this big so you guys can see. Yes, this is what I think I look like. With the exception of, I'm getting older, and because I'm getting older, I'm seeing, where her hair is purple, that's my dark hair. Where you see this blue, that's probably the grays coming in. When I usually will flat iron my hair. I don't Y'all can't see it. That the camera does a phenomenal job. I wish I could take the camera with me. But you guys know every year from November to March or April, I wear my hair flat ironed. This year, when I went to get it blow dried and flat iron, I had to get a lot cut off. My bangs are growing. That, you guys remember, I got my bangs cut earlier this year. It was a suggestion from my therapist. Oh, why don't we try a new look? Um, I'm so glad that my bangs are growing. It's not that I didn't like. I like it better when my hair was straight. I did not like it once I put my curls back. Anyway, um I went to get it like all of this, where if it looked like this is all gray hairs in the sunlight, like when the sunroof was up, it it looked like it was sparkling, And then I was telling Lizzie yesterday, somebody asked me, yeah, y'all know Lizzie, when my hair was really, really long, a couple years ago, when it went down to my bum, and I would have it flat iron. Lizzie would think that I was putting extensions in. Sometimes on extensions, you'll see like a little string. I'm not sure why, because I don't wear extensions. But my gray hair, now you guys can see all the gray coming in. This is not a stripe, it's gray. And so um somebody said, "Oh, your string from your extension." That was embarrassing. And I'm like, it's not a string. It's a gray hair. So I'm complaining, fussing and whining, and I tell Lizzie, I may have to finally go. You guys know I've been 29 for a minute, for a while. And I said something like, I was depressed. She don't never have nothing good to say to me. She started the conversation off with, yo girl, your boy took his girl, Katy Perry, took his girl on a cruise on a yacht. And I don't need to hear that. I'm trying to get over the heartbreak. I really thought after the divorce, because he know that there's some crazy woman down in Las Vegas that's got a crush on him. I've been very vocal online about it. And I may send a crazy message or to tell my husband I say hi, things like that. Anyway, she starts the conversation. I'm like, ow, stop. Let's not. Um, we talking about Mr. Justin Trudeau. For some of you who don't know, that I have a little, little minute, just a tiny crush on him. She starts the conversation off, and then it doesn't get any better. I'm like, you know. And so I'm complaining about that. Obviously, complaining about the, touch. Like, it's finally coming back, getting that touch and stuff back. And Lizzie was like, ain't it the truth? And I'm like, girl, I feel so old. I may have to go ahead and turn 30. And she bust up laughing. I had to check on her. I was so worried. She laughed so hard. The reason that that was a funny joke, and you guys probably heard her talk about it on her show, is because I have been 29 for a while. I'm not gonna say how long, because then that will let you do your calculation and things like that. But I will say, in 2019? Might have been 2020. um Crystal Creelan, you guys probably know her. She has crafting with Crystal. Oh, I think she changed the name, Crystal's Creations. And she does have a Facebook page. She had a 29th birthday party for me back in 2019. So we gon' act like it's the next year. But I have been 29 for a while, and I might have to go head on. I mean, when you have a stroke and a mental breakdown, it might be time to at least let people know that you do age. So, Rhonda says CBR has they do have new releases coming out starting the second week of November, and we'll be having a Black Friday sale with 30% off. So, I did hear about that. I just didn't know, if they wanted me to wait and mention it because, we normally talk about that on our morning laughs. But, and I got to, that's why this shopping cart, I keep saying, this may be my next purchase. Some of y'all, I might have to do the eating. Let me show you, Matt. I'm always telling you how to find money. So here's the next tip on how to find money. Once you get your cart, always have a cart going. Your favorite store, have a cart going. Amazon, have a cart going. You can always just go down and deselect items and not include them in the purchase. The reason you want to have a cart going is because how many times have you guys heard people say, I get your whole cart. I buy your groceries. I whatever, you got to have the items in the cart already. They're not gonna let you go and do the shopping spree and break them. They want to just help you because a lot of people put important things to them in their cart. So I have a shopping cart. I usually just leave the stuff in there. That way, if I ever meet a man that says, "Hey, baby, go ahead on. I'll buy your cart." I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm so ready. We all dream and we all have, wishes and things. So no judgment. But this is currently my cart. I am waiting. I'm waiting on a millionaire man or somebody that, respond, I like to shake my shoulder. I shake my shoulder. Mm. And when I shake my shoulder, it it's usually my little way of flirting. I could look like the dumbest person on the face of the earth. I could I could be making them chuckle so hard. But if it's a group of guys, somebody, when I shake the shoulder, they're gonna at least communicate with me. They may come over and be like, "Ma'am, are you okay? Do you need help taking your medicine? Did you need help walking?" um, but at least I'll get that. So with that said, um, definitely, want to make sure you guys were aware, see my little progress. So for 3 sessions, now you're gonna see me. I'm gonna turn this light on. This is me. So for 3 actual sessions of diamond painting, besides this little area right here, I would say just a little more than 1/3 the way, almost a half. I gotta fill this middle section up and stuff. There is, a little bit of color blocking. I mean, not a little bit of confetti in this area only, but the rest then is color blocking and stuff. So again, this is a painting from Amazon. Because it's coming in from Amazon, y'all see I didn't turn that off, but let's see if I can get this zoomed in. Because it came in from Amazon, my biggest concern or question is going to be how close to the actual canvas or painting will the finished product look. So I'm hoping that we will be able to get that information out. The thumbnail on the live, that also, uh Beth said, do what? um Not sure what you mean. So if you could, sound advice, if I ever meet the man, well, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20. $20 is $20, Matt. Tammy says, I have never had that done before. I have. So maybe, I don't know. I was at Kmart one time. I'm in line. I have a cart, and some gentleman turned around. Well, first, he got up to his register and he said, my stroke. Yeah, I had the stroke last year. I was in the hospital the day before my birthday. And then while I was recovering 3 weeks from there, my brother passed away. And you guys, if you know, I know you probably know that we were very, very close. You know, we had twin time once a month. He moved his whole family out here, you know, to give me and my kids a sense of family because we were on the other side of the world by ourselves. So it did take a huge mental toll. And I spent all last year just trying to recover from both of those, or this year. But I feel like I'm doing a lot better. You know, I'm smiling. Um, my sisters, they feel like I'm back to me. Rebecca, J. Rob Crashley, you know, they tell me all the time that they feel like, you know, the old Tia is coming back. So kudos, kudos, kudos. Um, definitely happy about that. But I was at Kmart. The gentleman, he goes, he talks to the cashier ahead of him and things like that. And then as I'm, you know, pulling up to the cash register and I'm putting my items on the whatchamacallit, the lady says the gentleman that was in front of you is going to be taking care of your items. And I'm like, what? You know, and she said, oh, yeah, we get that all the time. People come through, especially at the holidays, and they'll pay for 10 people's, you know, carts and things like that. And I'm like, what? And then a year or so ago, not a year ago, probably 2023, had to be 2023, same thing. But this time it was my job, and they had a benefactor that had came through. Our team was number one, and so everybody on the team, they was like, pull up Amazon. And there was a lot of people who didn't have nothing in the cart, but guess who did? It was all craft stuff, and they bought it and sent it to me. So that was the second time that that occurred. If I ever hit it big, I plan to do the same thing. I don't know about no 10 people. I'm gonna pick one, maybe two. And I'm be like, what's in your cart? What's in your cart? And that's that's why you guys hear me say that every week. What's in your cart? You know, let me help you find money. You know, I think it's fun. I think it is fun for people to think about the things that they want. We always thinking about the things that we need, right? So it's fun to think about the things that you want. You know, and sometimes those wants they just stay there. Wants, interests, you know, they just stay there. But we always thinking about the things we need, and we work paycheck to paycheck, or we live paycheck to paycheck to get the things we need. But it's so nice when we can just kind of focus on the things that we want. Even if it's a toy, even if it's a piece of candy, I'm not adverse to any of those. I didn't know I was gone that long. It's been a while, Beth. It's been a while. Um, yeah, it's been a while, probably about a year, year and a half, maybe, since, you know, we talked and things. It's okay. It's okay. You know, a lot of people, I was vocal. I was vocal because I needed the help of everybody to just be pulled into normalcy and stuff. Otherwise, I was like disappearing. I was gone. I was working 12 to 15 hours days and stuff. And I had so much other, you know, things going on, like my daughter. She was trying to finish up with school. That was so important. And looking out for her. My brother, he hadn't been doing well um relationship wise, and I was probably carrying a lot of his sadness and stuff. You know, we all go through it. Who hasn't been divorced? I say that like it's commonplace. It's not as much here as it is in China. Whew, I tell you, they 60, like a 67% divorce rate or something. That's high. I mean, ours is high at 40, I think ours is 42% here in the States. But 60 something percent, that's horrible. That's like, you know how we don't still date the person we met in junior high. Okay, so that's like when you finally get married in China. Oh, it's just, you know, these 3 weeks has been the best, but you know what? Somebody else caught my eye. It's a lot of cheating and stuff going on over there. Of course, I am stuck in all of those YouTube China flicks. I would have been there. I'm so sorry. I just needed a break for a bit. You know, I do know. I do know. You know, we all go through it and things like that. You're phenomenal. You know, were very supportive friend. Also, the Jays win. What? Look at that. Look at that. I feel like we all came together collectively and helped, you know, secure this. So the Blue Jays win 6-1. Man, the spread is like huge. The spread is huge. So kudos to the Jays. Oh, that's so great. That is so great. Now you know. Maybe we'll get some of our Canadian connection. It's gonna be a lot of drinking going on. Probably the best place to be in the next couple of days is gonna be in Canada, you know, all the ale. Um and mudslide. You got some mudslide, Rhonda. You got mudslide. Did I tell y'all? I know I told y'all what Rhonda did to me. I might not have. I know I told CBR. I had them cracking up. They was almost falling out their seat. Game 6. Oh, okay. So it's the game that they won, not the series. Okay. Um, it's a Canadian thing. They like mudslide. I'm just going, you know, point out the obvious. Both of my besties, these two close friends that are in Canada, sitting by me at the retreat. Rhonda to my right, Lizzie directly behind me. Me and Lizzie are in her room and she fills up a big giant, look like she could drink on this for 3 days. 40 ounce, 42 ounce. It's one of those, you know, tumbler mug type things where it keep your drink cold for a long time. So Lizzie fills one up. She put like 1 or 2 cubes in, not a lot. She's sipping on it while she feeling. Didn't offer me not one bite. I'm just looking at her. Yeah, the Lizzie cup from Costco. Rhonda, you know better. Rhonda, her cup is even bigger than Lizzie's. Rhonda put her cup, her gallon jug, on the floor, and she got to fill it up. The way that Rhonda had to fill it up, like she was holding it, but from her waist down, like she was pouring it out of her. Was it the same size? Your cup looks so much bigger. Um, Rhonda does the same exact thing, same exact drink, fills it up. She right next to me. I'm watching her fill it up. She didn't offer me not one sip, not a one. Eat one. What your, you know? Here, let me put a Q-tip, and you just put this on your lip. None of that. None. She looked at me like, oh, I'm just trying to get this last little bit in here. Like, not, hey, do you want this last little bit? I'm trying to get it all. I don't want you to have any. And I had to ask. I had to say something. Really, y'all gonna just sit here and drink these drinks in front of me? Lizzie didn't offer me none when we were down in her hotel room. Now we sitting here at the table, and you're not gonna offer me no liquor? Neither one of them. And then they said, "Oh, again, my Canadian connection. Why didn't you say something?" Next time you'll have 2 containers just for yourself. um so so um what they did end up doing was making me real thirsty. Now I usually drink apple beer. I love apple beer, and I'll bring some, but I buy enough so that I can offer it around to everyone, especially people who've never had it. But their alcohol is the kind that, you know, especially if you're gonna hang with Tima. Tima like to dance. And so her and J Pa, usually close to 10, 11 o'clock at night, maybe a little later, they're gonna put on some music. Some kind of line dance is about to begin. But it is nice if you have been sipping on mudslide, um, to kind of get out there and dance with everybody. It doesn't really work too well with apple beer, which is what, 4 or 5%, and they sipping on 13%. So they laughing at jokes that I don't get. I'm like, huh? What? Apple beer, similar to apple cider. Rhonda, you're so bad. A lot of people say, "What is this?" It's just it tastes like strong apple cider. Yes, it's what is it called? Orchard. Oof. Now see the mind. That's why I said I might as well have to go ahead on and turn 30, because the mind trying to put it back together. But I call it apple beer. I can't drink all of them. I tried the Chinese plum wine and stuff too. That's so sweet. Oh, it's so sweet. Very, very sweet. Angry Orchard. That's it right there. See, Mary is something else. So I usually buy like 4 or 5 cases. I'll bring it and I'll pass it out and things like that. Um, however, however, mudslide tastes really good. I like mudslide, and I used to do the midnight margaritas. I used to help mix them with Marissa. So I had a year where everybody slept for a very long time after I made their margarita. And the next year I wasn't invited back to make the midnight margaritas. Tennis, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Yes, the game's over. Congratulations to everybody that's rooting for the Toronto Blue Jays. I feel like, we are, almost an official supporter of the team, because that takes up a lot of our cheering sessions. Um, So this year, well, next week, I do know that they are already asking who's going to make the midnight margaritas. Um, I have not been directly asked, but I would definitely volunteer. You gotta be ready to indulge, drink the whole thing and enjoy that good night's sleep that you're gonna get. Now don't get mad if you sleep through breakfast the next day. And if you don't come to the craft room until almost time for lunch, don't get mad. Just enjoy all the sleep that you got. That means that we really relaxed you. That's who Princess Tia is. So obviously, it's getting kind of cool. This is Halloween week. We have 2 more days till Halloween. Are you dressing up? Yay or nay? Now, I don't know yet. I usually do a lion look. The lion look is harder to accomplish when my hair is flat iron, because you know how long it take to tease. Like, yeah, this would be a lot to try and tease into an afro. So I don't fare well on the years where I've already flat ironed my hair. So we'll see. We shall see. But I do a lion look, almost the same thing every year, just to put my little whiskers on, and put my little fur. And obviously, I try and have big, really big, teased hair, because that's supposed to be my mane. And then I come and I try and roar, roar, roar. I did that one year. Someone was like, "You sound like a gay lion trying to roar." I'm like, roar. So I got to learn how to put a little more bass so that I sound like roar, angry, tough lion. But that's what I do almost every year. What are you guys dressing as? I seen for the the event at my daughter's school yesterday. I seen someone come. He was cute. He had on Gandalf, and I thought that was different. I didn't know it was still a thing. But obviously, each new generation, they take on the characters that have become near and dear to us. And he had the full look. The difference is he was a little black kid, and I was like, well, this is really nice. And he had the gray. He did a good job. He did a good job. I think his parents helped him, but he had the gray beard, and it really looked like it was coming out of his face. Um, and yeah, he did a remarkable job. I seen another kid. He looked like he was 16 years old. Um, he looked like he put on his Spider-Man costume from when he was 8. Um, Sometimes we as parents, we got to do a better job. We can't be afraid to be real with our kids, because I feel like somebody should have been like, if you don't take that off, you are entirely too big for it. How did you even get it on? Stretch knit is not meant for everybody. That's the conversation that I would have had with my child. I'm just saying. There's certain things y'all don't want to see me in. I told Lizzie that the other day. We were talking about sizes, and I said, girl, if I can get in it and the button hasn't popped, that's the size I wear. I'm in it. But is that really like you definitely don't want to see nobody my color, my complexion with the same size, the same color leggings on, right? Because what's that gonna do? Especially if you can't see where the legging end and the skin start. Just saying. That's that's what I mean by everybody can't wear stretching it. So we are all creative minds, and I think we all understand what I'm trying to say. Those are the things we gotta make sure that we're looking out for. Other than that, let's have a good time with these costumes. Let's make them creative. And no dressing. You're not gonna dress at all, Tammy? Okay. Probably gonna do the same thing I normally do. This year I probably won't be able to. My hair won't be as teased. It obviously is better to accomplish when the curls are in, because it's already, froze up. So, with that said, I definitely want to see what everybody is going to be wearing. Are you guys going to take pictures? If you do take pictures, are you going to post? That's the other thing we're about to see on Facebook. Everybody, just like back to school where people was taking pictures of their kids. Remember that? And it's like, it's back to school. Here's day 1 outfit. And then next day, same kid. It's day 2 outfit. And it's third day, same kid. Do we have more than one kid? Or are we going to do this all week? We're going to do this all week? Okay. And so we get to experience what they get. This fun when the kids get new clothes and they're excited. And, oh, look what I got. And we get to go watch the kids. Yeah, it's like a built-in child fashion show. So that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get to see everybody and their kids' costumes. What I like to look for, creativity. Love to look for creativity. So we're gonna see. Especially, I think one year I saw somebody, some family, their kids dressed up like Scooby-Doo. Our trick or treat was last week. I half-assed an old Dexter costume from a few years ago. Well, did you take pics? Hopefully you took pics. You could, put the pics online and we could see them. I want to see them. Um, go on Facebook, look me up, send a pic. So the other thing, nope, just a shirt going out with grandchild. You gonna put on a wig? Put on a wig. You know what? I'm gonna give you. Here's what I'm gonna give you. This is gonna be so easy to do, and I think so many people are going to be able to guess. I want you to go as Tammy Faye Baker. All you could do, curl around the front of your hair, put the rest back in a bun. You don't have to put it in a pony. Put it in a bun, unless you already have short hair. Then we're gonna need you to get some eyeliner and mascara. Now, if you don't have thick, long eyelashes, then what you're gonna want to do is for $1.99, buy the real heavy ones. You might want to go to one of those black hair care stores because they seem to have the best. They have them with the all kind of stuff. They have ribbons on them. They look. You ever put on I put on eyelashes 5, 6 years ago, and I filmed it. I looked ridiculous. I looked like I was trying to stay woke. My eyelids were so heavy. I I couldn't lift my eyes up. I'm like, what? Why does these felt like I had weights on my lids and things like that? When you feel like that, Tammy, that means you picked the right pair. So we're going thick eyelashes, eyeliner, and we're going here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get you some frosted lipstick. Frosted is going to give the effect that's going to help accentuate the eyelashes. And then if you have any insignia, anything with the word Tammy on it, I guarantee you people will know who you try to be. And be like, oh, Tammy Faye Baker, we get it. You got to try it. You got to try it. We coming up with creativity here. That's what we do on a crafting channel. We try and help each other become more creative. You gonna do that? We got Matt, he's Dexter. We got Tammy, she's gonna be Tammy Faye Baker. We got Tia, she's gonna be a lion. It's coming together. What you gonna be, Mary? What about you, Dawn? Um, I want to know where everybody gonna be. Linda, what you doing? What are you doing for Halloween? Are you handing out candy, or are you dressing up and going somewhere? Isn't that gonna be great? So we're gonna check back with you guys. We're gonna check back, and when we check back, obviously that's what we're gonna want. No dress. Mary not dressing up either at all. So what was? I'll be home diamond painting. Linda's gonna hand out candy. There's this neighborhood, my old neighborhood before I moved back up here to Vegas. And what I like about this neighborhood is they have, like, it's a housing development. You have to, go into. When you go in, they have, I think it's 7 streets altogether. It's a lot of walking. People drive from all over Vegas to go to this neighborhood. On street number 3, on street number 5, and the last street, number 7, there are houses set up that are adult only houses. So you can get treats and things like that from all other houses, but only the adults can come to these houses. And they have one lady one night, Halloween was on a Monday night. And so she had set up in her front yard. She was an adult only home. And she had like chairs set up, enough probably to hold probably about 15 people. She had her projector and she was airing the football game. So as parents came on her street, you sit down and you watch the game while they went house to house on this street. The beauty of that is before you sat down, she had these little cup things and they had like a snack in them, pretzels, whatever, chips and nuts and stuff. And then you could get either a little tiny little plastic, glass of wine, or you could grab a can of beer. Well, I'm telling you right now, her area filled up fast. There was a couple other houses on that street. They too, got into the spirit and was offering either wine or beer. Street number 3. So then obviously you had to go 1, 2, and then 3 before you got a break. Then you had to go 4, a lot of houses. 5 before you get another break. Then all the houses on 6, and then on street number 7, same thing. Um, and so a lot of people go to that neighborhood. One thing that we did notice is 2020, we didn't do any. In 2021, they didn't do anything. So by 2022, they couldn't wait to come back, and things. But when they came back in 2022, it was like full speed ahead. Now they got, instead of this, just those 3 streets with maybe 2 houses on the street, almost every one of those streets in that housing development, they were trying to get in on it. Yeah, let's do something for the adults. Heading out for the night. Thanks, Tia, and everyone for a wonderful night. Puppy sitting, my Gram's fur baby. Well, you have a good night, Rhonda. Love you. Matt says they probably had mudslides, but Lizzie and Rhonda were there before. They not sharing no mudslide. There was one year my husband's niece gave out miniature bottles of alcohol. Yeah, so all they do is go down to the end of their sidewalk or their driveway, depending on what their grass situation looks like. I'm not sure about Henderson, but here in Summerlin, they have an ordinance now. So you got to take up all grass because we running out of water. And we was trying to pull water from our little, Hoover Dam, and bodies started popping up. So now, we begging everybody send us water, and we got to conserve the water that we do have. So because you got to water grass, Summerlin did go ahead and have an ordinance, and these homes, unless you are some sort of organization like school or park or something like that, you will be fined if you have regular grass and stuff. So if you go by somebody's house and they still got real grass, they like, okay, we're gonna take this fine like a champion. Just go ahead and fine us. Everybody else, I have dropped so many people off at nurseries where they mad because they got to go look at rocks and things. Nobody wants to move over to, I guess it's bad for pets, but not a lot of people are moving over to AstroTurf, which is what I thought people would do. Hey, I want grass. I'm just go get me some AstroTurf. But they're saying it's bad for pets. So I can understand that if you're pet friendly, not wanting to do anything that would impact. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to see what people come up with. Make sure you guys stalk Facebook. I want to see how creative everybody is being this coming week. If you are going to any Halloween parties at the job, make sure you guys stay safe. I am still an insurance investigator, even though I am retired. It's in me. I can't get rid of it. So I'm gonna make sure that you guys know to be safe. Before you make a left or a right turn, make sure you clear oncoming traffic, because you'll be at fault. um, Other than that, make sure that you guys have a great time coming up starting November 1st, just so that I can make sure you guys are out there and you're enjoying all the programs. There is the hashtag Sparkle All the Way 2025 that is being hosted by Dippin' Time. You guys know and love her, Rhonda, as well as DP Addiction Adventures, my sister J Rob. Woo! I am one of their sponsors, so you will have the opportunity to win. I have rebranded. So last year, the pin that they gave away for Sparkle All the Way was the pen that Lizzie never named. And that pen did go on to become Cotton Candy Delight. Rhonda does have a pen that I created and she named that is Dip and Glow. It is actually a fluorescent and glow in the dark pen, but when people look at it, they think it is Christmas colors and things. So I started to move that pen over, but because it was already named, and I feel like, it has a special meaning because she saw the colors and it reminded her of Dipper. So I have created a new pen for Sparkle All the Way, and that will be getting highlighted and focused. So make sure you guys stay tuned. It's nothing that I've shown on the channel, so it'll be new. Again, the feeling is coming back in my hands. So that's great. And then starting January 1st, if you guys did not get a chance to participate last year, definitely participate this year. Blinging All the Way 2026. That is where J-Rob, Tima, and myself, we host a series on blinging your diamond painting canvases and things. We reach out to the community. We kind of see what they're doing, what they like, what they've tried, this year, new for me, I am going to, instead of trying to come up with ways to enhance the canvas that we have, I'm going to take suggestions from other people. So Matt says, I'm ready, star sparkling. There you go. I can't wait to see it at all whatsoever. Coming up February 1st, that is probably one of the most fun collabs that a lot of people participate in. Love is in the air. And that is where we kind of focus on what's going on with your favorite YouTube creators. So, or someone that you may see in the audience all the time. So we kind of focus on, their loves and, how they create time from a relationship to continue crafting. A lot of them may have their own YouTube channel, they may have a business in the diamond painting community. And so we kind of get to know them. You guys remember how Honey Bunny, that's DP Addiction Adventures. She told us she was parking lot pimping. That's how, her and Tima, they met their dudes in the parking lot. So I might need to, get out there in the parking lot and things, a few times, twice, 2020 and last year, 2024. We revisited me signing up and going through a dating app. So you guys got to, while you diamond paint or craft, because other crafts are included in our, like cross stitch is included, crochet is included, as well as diamond painting. And so you guys got to weekly hear updates on my dating fiascos um while I met people online and things like that. I did have a lot of fun. There was a holdout and things. And we revisited this year, and I, kind of let you guys know. And then April 1st, that is hashtag Splish Splash Spring Bash 2026. Lizzie will be handling a lot of like the canvases and things that we're going to go with for 2026. I think she made some announcements of some of the things that she was looking at. So you guys stay tuned. We got some fun that's going to be coming as we, finish off 2025 and we enter into the new 2026. If you guys, you know, are someone whose, family is kind of detached, they're spread out, dispersed throughout the US or other countries, there will be the Christmas premieres that are returning. That is where I believe it's 62 or something like that. YouTube creators that come together in the crafting community and they create content for you to have going across, your Christmas holiday. And that way you feel connected. You're going to hear all sorts of variety when it comes to stories, when it comes to, different maybe their funniest years. I think one year I did awareness. I did a awareness, a poem that I wrote, for domestic violence and things like that. Another year, I went through, my kids' funniest Christmas, my daughter's, my son's, and then mine, and what those, Christmases curtailed and things. Other times, I told funny stories about, growing up in my crazy household and things like that. So that's a variety for me. Imagine the variety that you'll see from 62 YouTube creators that are huge in our crafting community, to include Rachel Gray, Mrs. Coffee, DP Addiction Adventures, Crafting and Crime Daily, Crafting with Crashly. So make sure you guys stay tuned. I forgot to say, she's gonna say something if I don't. Lizzie's World of Gems. uh, Lizzie is always challenging me. So she had some kind of crazy challenge a couple of days ago. She was like, we should do one together. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm thinking, kill two birds at one stone. We do one recording and then we upload it for each of our. No, she means to sign up for a whole other slot. And that would be two for me and obviously two for her. I don't know if I see that coming. I've done two in a few years past, and two is very difficult to plan. Maybe not so much now that I'm retired, but before when I was working full time, that was hard. That was challenging. So other than that, that's pretty much all that I have coming up. That's what I, have that I've been working on. Hopefully you guys will see a lot more. Like, I want to be at least halfway. So halfway probably would be right here above this line by the time you guys see me next week. I just started on this last week. So I think that's good. That would be a good marking for me, for a week later, or 2 weeks later. Watched some premieres last year, but I know so many more creators this year. It's going to be fun. I don't know how Crashly organizes it all. Behind the scenes, she be losing her mind. It started with Pippa. Pippa is in Australia. So, and it did become a lot. So Crashly had came in and was helping out, especially when there's newbies that like me. Even though I'm not a newbie, I've been here for a long time, since 2018. But we still have technical difficulties and stuff. And so Crashly is really great. She'll jump into the chat when someone's having an issue, boop, boop, boop. Here's what you need to do. Boop, boop, boop. They fix it and they get the link over to her. So she puts all of that in, and tries to transition, set it up to where it goes from one channel to the next. When everything is done right and everybody is under the 60-minute mark, then it just kind of transitions right from one creator into the next creator. So you could literally click the link once and have content for, it's always Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, across those 3 days. So with that said, thank you all for coming out, having a great time with me this evening. Wish me luck and safe travels next week. If you are going to the Tall Oaks retreat next week, I can't wait to see you, hang out with you, have some laughs, and thank you. Other than that, I'm all set. I would diamond paint, but I know that this light is very distracting. It's definitely distracting for me. So hopefully you guys will at least get to see, my progress, and that's really what this is for. I wish I was going. Mary, I wish you was going too. I don't know why, but I thought you were. Good night, all, and safe travel. Thank you, Linda. Can't wait to see you, Mary. I know I won't see you until Mingo. I think you going Mingo. Oh, traveling mercies. Enjoy. Thank you so very much. You guys all have a great rest of your evening. Good night.